Hello everyone, this is Connor, and this is Tiny Islands, a small browser-based free game by David King. I had a viewer of mine mention this in the comments, suggest that I take a look at it given my appreciation for Islanders, and this game does have some, at least aesthetic and gameplay similarities to it. I personally do not find this as interesting. It does not appeal to the same, relaxing sensation that I get out of Islanders, but it is a fun game, and given that it's free and browser-based, if you've never played it before, I suggest you give it a try right now and see if, see if it fits the bill for you. So essentially, you have a small number of buildings, which you will be placing on the map, and then at the end, your total score will be tallied. So you have 3 sets of 9 buildings to place, and after each set, you will draw the borders to an island. So we're going to just go ahead and play a couple games. It makes a lot more sense to see it in motion. And there are these very handy tooltips where whenever you scroll over one of the 2 cards you can choose, it tells you how that thing scores. This indicates where you must place that thing. So you see I have an empty grid here. If I take the church, I have to place it somewhere in this, the 3rd column. As I take the tree, put it somewhere in the 2nd column. So the tree scores in groups. So if you have 3 together, you would get 2 points for each forest in the group, minus 2. Then churches like to be on the same island as houses, and we'll use the borders to define what an island is on this map. And then also, if there's a house specifically next to them, they score additional points, but you don't want 2 on the same. So I'm going to go ahead and put one just right here in the middle. I don't really have a grasp on the strategy of the game yet, so I'm not claiming that this is some optimal super high scoring run or anything. I'll do the best I can, but so waves are essentially always going to get you 2 points. They shouldn't be in the same row or column with other waves, and they don't like to be near other waves, which means adjacent, including diagonal adjacency. So a wave, you can pretty reliably guarantee that ratio, so it's going to be worth 2 points. The forest could be 2 points, right? If it ends up in a group of at least, I guess it actually marginally fewer than 2 points if you just have a group of forests, but there are also other ways to score off a forest, like putting a mountain next to a forest gets points. So I think I will put a forest here. I'm trying to kind of stay away from the outside of the map because I want to have more options for placing adjacent things. Now I have to take a wave, so I'm going to take one in the top corner, just really try and avoid anything else. Similarly, I have to take a wave here, so this is not in the same row or column. Now this is a beach, so beach wants to be next to as many shores as possible. So if you put a beach here, you would want to draw 3 or possibly 2 shores around it. Additionally, a fun little quirk of the game, which is not immediately clear from the rules, maybe this is explained, I just missed it, but so if you put a beach and then make an island completely around it, so hypothetically say I placed it here, I know that's impossible with this rule, but draw a box around it, then that would create an island, which is 1 square large. But then if later you completely encircle that with a larger island, then it will go from being an island to being a lake. It will actually convert back into water, so you can actually score 4 points off beaches if you only end up drawing out 2 islands, because you have to use the 3rd to draw the box. So beaches are potentially high scoring, and I think I will actually just put this here. I could potentially have 1 island on this side, 1 island on that side. I don't want to put these on the island because you lose big points if you have things in nonsensical locations, like waves on islands, churches in the water, that kind of thing. So I think I will go here actually to save every touching space for other trees. Okay, so boats just like to be far away from everything, from islands and nearest boats. But I think the obvious choice here is put a house next to the church. Given I have this stuff up here, I'd rather start building downwards, but that's worth, I think, 3 points. 2 from the church directly, and then 1 because the house will score off the church. So houses score points for every unique structure next to them, not counting houses. So if I put a forest right here, that would be an extra point for my house, which is what I'm going to do. And then here I can start to get forest adjacency. This will not give me an extra point on the house because it's already next to a forest. But maybe I'll end up with some giant line of forest stretching across there. These are both tempting, actually. I could take this and put it here, and then I could very easily draw an island around and then a larger one that encompasses it, and that would be 6 points total, so this would be 3 additional points. But this is 2 points right now, and potentially more later, which I think is, on average, going to be a little bit better. And now we have our difficult first decision where we have to draw an island. So essentially we have 24 lengths, and we can draw any legal island within that, right? So I could draw, see, that's a little bit too big. So just mathematically, right? If you want the largest possible islands, draw squares. But obviously there are more factors than that, right? Like maybe, the biggest island you can draw is about that big. Pretty substantial, right? Oh, and I bet you can draw an island around and then put one inside. I bet you don't have to do it in the opposite order, come to think of it. Not a pro at this game, just still kind of figuring stuff out. So that might be the correct play. Just box everything. It does make scoring off future churches harder. You know what? I'm actually going to draw this one first because I don't know where I want other island boundaries to be. So that is my first island. And obviously that would score like negative because you don't have a beach on an island, or the shore I think it's called. But I will be changing that in time. No need to worry. So yeah, let's put another house on this island. And here it's already scoring 2 points because it is next to that. So I will do that. Then here, I think the house, again, I will put it here. I think it has a higher chance of getting boxed in there. And now I can place a mountain. So mountains score 2 points for every forest around them, including diagonal adjacencies. So right here is a 2-point mountain. It also increases the house by 1 point. And none of these are crazy. However, I could put a beach down here, and that will touch this house, and I can pretty easily come up like that and then just cut a corner off the building elsewhere. So yeah, let's do that. It's worth 3 points, or 4 points like that, assuming that I wrap the edge like that. Bigger group of forests, that's nice. So now I'm up to 3 forests here. If I get to place a mountain somewhere in here, that'll be high scoring as well. Then I can, oh, this is the exact same. So it doesn't matter which one I choose. It's surprising it'll do that. I guess this is kind of like, obviously a smaller game. I think it was made for some game jam, or at least I can't imagine this was made, in like 6 months of dev time or something. So it's not surprising that it's missing a rule to catch that kind of thing. Okay, these are both crap. So the boat would probably be 1 point. And I think the church is 0, but I can put it like here, and then it will get 1 point off the house. So I don't, because the house will score 1 extra for being next to an extra structure. I don't really, well, I do still have 2 islands left, so I could actually make one. Well, you can't have islands touching. There must be a gap between them. So actually, I don't think I can fit 2 islands through here, right? I can't touch that edge, so I'd have to go out around like that, and then I couldn't wrap all of this in. So given how this is structured, I don't think I can make 2 islands with this church. I might, sorry for breathing in the mic there. I might put this here as far away as possible, and then if I bop in like that, I think it'll score 2, which is very meh, but the church is almost guaranteed to just be 1 unless I get another house. Tell you what, I will gamble on getting another house being 1 extra point. I think this is really close because I don't want to waste all that extra island length, and I am making 1 island given how this shakes out. So yeah, I think I'll go with the church. It's not clear to me that is correct. All right, these are both bad. I don't really want either of these, but this house will almost certainly not end up on an island. So let me, I think here is the tactically correct choice, so mountains in all 3 of these spots will be worth more. Another stupid church, and a stupid house I also don't want. Not ideal. So I guess I do this, and this might just end up sitting out in the ocean. I don't think I can wrap everything now. This is too large of a sprawl, and this makes it so I can't do 2 islands. That's probably a mistake. Again, I haven't played like a ton of this game. I don't totally know. Oh, I guess I can put the church, or the house actually, over here, and then try and create 1 island, and then the second one up here. That seems like a clearly better play. So I think I do the house because it's already worth 1 point. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so if I wanted to box all of this in, how would I do that? Okay, so this is like something I kind of struggle with. Like this, what I just did there is actually worse, like objectively, I think. Oh no, because it would cost 1 extra to go up. Okay, so it's the same. Okay. Come in real tight around everything. It's too weird and fragmented. Okay. Well, what if I... So I guess I actually have to do one of those. And that can't quite do it. I can... Like, this is not any fewer pieces, right? Like, you need to draw... Drawing interiors like that takes more than just drawing the straight line. So I think this is impossible to box everything. So need to get minimal losses, which means that, I guess. Although I can do that. Yeah, it's awkward. Like, do I draw this island first? Okay, let me actually redraw that and assume I'm just dumping that forest out there. So then this island should be like max size. That does not intercept with what I was going to make. So I need to route out both of those. Do one of these. Can I make this any bigger with 3 extra bits? I guess so. So we'll go out there. Who knows if it will matter. But that does not impede the other island I'm going to draw. Interesting. So this is worth 2 points if I plop it right there. And this is currently worth 1 because it will touch the house. So do I gamble on getting a forest up here, which will be a 2-point forest, and make this a 2-point mountain versus a 1-point? So this will be worth 3, the forest will be worth 2 versus this just being worth 2. I think I can actually do better than 2 off of forest. So if the forest like a line here, then if I put it here, I think forests have to be touching, not in a big group. I'm going to go with this just for kind of speed of play and everything. But it may not be correct. Alright, this is worse. So I think I just put this here even though it scores crap, just because it won't be a negative, versus I think this forest would probably end up out in the middle of nowhere. This is just 2 points. This will not be on the island. I could put it up here, which is 1 point. But, like I said, these waves are almost always just 2 points flat, guaranteed. Okay, I can put this between the islands. That's 2 points. Alternately, I can put it here, which will score 1 extra point on both of those houses, and a bunch of points. Yeah, that has to be good. So then we'll trace around the edge of that. This is bad as well. So this cannot touch any forests. I can put it near 1 forest if I put it here or here. which will actually help the house. So that's not terrible. It's not as bad as I thought. Just as a matter of, can I encircle that? I think previously I was just going like that. So if I put this here, right, then I need to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Is that where I started, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Wow, I think it actually works. I could be misdrawing this. I think that's 3 points. And this one, okay, it can't be next to the church here, but this is 1 point, just because the church on the island will score 1 extra point, and it will get 1 point itself by being next to a structure, versus this mountain, which is 2 points right there. So is it likelier, this is the question, right? Is it likelier that that I build anything here, or that I build a forest here? So the forest here would come from 3 possible cards, right? The forest in this location card, that one, and that one. Versus this, which would score 1 extra point from literally anything being placed there, which has any card there, any card here, any card here. So more options, but fewer points. I think it's still the safe choice. Wow, and then immediately punished. I get literally the 1 forest that makes that possible. That's rough, buddy. That's bad. This is okay, 2 points. Alright, and time to see if my napkin math was correct. Ha ha! And there we go, that is Tiny Islands, 1 playthrough. I think I'll bang out another one, maybe play a little bit faster. So you see 1 point from that, and there is a speed up the score function. If you just hold down click, it will accelerate. I don't think you have to be there, I think, anywhere. But I want to let this play through so people can watch and see, like, score the number of sides it's adjacent to here, so that's a decent 6 points. Then I think this house is just 1, yeah. Then some of these are a little more complex. 4 points there, 1 point there, 3 points there. So this could have been 2 points instead of 1. Oh, so, okay, I thought churches, one of them would 0 out, but it looks like both of them zeroed out. So that's a new rule I learned. These mountains are not great. And then I have 1 error, which is -5. Errors hurt you pretty bad, which I actually approve of. 41, not a good score. Not a horrible score. I think my first playthrough was like 36, though, so. Wait, is this? No, this is the daily shuffle. That's not what I wanted. I guess I was already playing the daily shuffle, huh? I wanted random shuffle. Maybe I clicked on that. I don't remember. Okay, so let's start off with a shore. Again, waves are always just 2 points, and a shore can sometimes be 3. I mean, maybe sometimes it's fewer, but I think I like centralizing and creating kind of a false shoreline there, or a theoretical shoreline. I'm going to play a little bit faster this time. A, because if it wasn't clear, I don't really know what I'm doing, and B, because I want to fit 2 in a pretty short video. So when it comes to building things along the edges, you just have to keep in mind there are fewer spaces that touch edges, especially in the corner. Like, you only have 3 options for adjacency as opposed to 8. Even here, I only have 5 instead of 8, so still pretty significant. So I'd rather not build a house, which specifically only cares about adjacency, on the side. I could put it here, and I don't think that's terrible. I think I'd rather go there. But given how badly I scored last time, maybe my intuition is not should not be trusted. Yeah, let's try the house strategy. I don't know if that's good, but we shall see. And that seems like an obvious play to me. as does this. You put it here, not here or here, because you want to be next to that house. So the here is the same situation, actually. Okay, so here... Okay, this is actually kind of a funny scenario. So both of these have 5 adjacent spaces, but I am almost certainly going to draw this space in because I want to score a point off of both of those by drawing that in. Versus if I put it here, there's no guarantee that I'll draw these spaces, and I might end up with a wave out there. So I think here is very slightly better in case a forest ends up here. It's like a, I don't know if that's actually true, that's just kind of a thing that occurred to me. Place this as far out as possible because I hated the other option. These are both bad. Given where my island is, this seems worse. Seems like almost a guaranteed error. Okay, so this sucks. Sometimes you'll get this where like this wave would by default be in the same row as this wave, so it would be 0. So I have to use this, and I think placing it as far away from my stuff is the clear choice. And right now I don't exactly know what this island is going to look like, but let's go ahead and fence it in. Seems very small, doesn't it? It's weird how, like, this is the same amount of blocks as this, because you don't have these awkward cutouts. So alternately, I could grab the whole thing, and then with a later island, draw in both of those. That seems better. Just draw an island like that. Still score 3 off both of them. Church next to a house. I think I'll put it here. Has more options to be next to other stuff using the edge logic, because I'm not putting a house out in the water. 2 waves. These waves are really killing me. I'll go there. And a forest, that is nice. So I can put this here, makes the house score more, makes the mountain score more, makes the forest score more. Second mountain seems good. Actually seems really good. So this is 4 points. No, it's 5 points. So it's 1, 2, 3 for the house, and +2 for the church, versus this, which is 5 points as well. +4 for the forest, +1 on this house. These are both 5 points. I think the upside on the house might actually be higher, except that then the island to close these two in would have to be like a, I don't know what to call this shape, like a magnet shape drawn around here, which is awkward. It means I couldn't place anything in those spots, which isn't like a complete game breaker. I could put a wave there, make this house score a little bit higher. Placing the mountain here does prevent this forest from growing any further, but I think it's less likely to burn me. Although, what am I really putting up there? See, there's like decisions like this where I feel like in Islanders I have kind of a level of competency to evaluate this, but in Tiny Islands I am yet to get there. I think I'm trying this. It seems a little bit more daring and wild, and we will see how it works out. So I do have 1 spare island. I'll draw 1 island there, and then I can draw another wherever. So putting a tree down there, putting a church down here, these are feasible plans. I guess I'll go tree. And I want to put it close because there's a chance I put a shore in here. There's also a chance I put a tree if it connects 2 clumps and just take the -5 from the tree, which is cute. I hadn't thought about that until just now. It's a funny interaction. Okay, so this would be an error no matter what, because it's already next to an edge, so I could not encircle it. So we have to take the house, which will boost the church's score. This one will not be an error, guaranteed. So do I put a 2-point forest right here, 2 points off of the mountain, or do I put this a 2-point shore? I think surely it just has to be the forest, right? Much higher upside. Weird. All these landlocked shores are bizarre to me. Okay, so how much points is how many points is the house? This is a 3-point house. 2 off the church, 1 off the house counts the church. So that's 3 versus this will always be 2. If I put it like here or here, it's 2 as well. So the house is worth more. And man, all these landlocked shores, that's all the game's given me. Alright, I'll bite. Then I think we just wrap like that. I don't think I need to create any additional like offshoots like that or something. Yep, let's just go with this. Leave as much actual space as possible. It's cool you can create lakes, and I'm glad it works in either direction. This direction is actually much more intuitive. I don't know why I assumed the other way would be how to do it. So 0-point wave. Or a church that will almost certainly be an error. Although it is actually possible, I guess, to put the church here and then box that whole thing as just a giant 0-point mess. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I have 6 extra to play with for grabbing a 2x2 off of the bottom here. Like if I have some trees placed in this area or something, that's actually, you know, it is better than 0. Not by a lot, but it is. Because like there's 2 points, right? And wow, instantly punished. If I'd put that like here, the big brain, then I could put this here. That's not a mistake, I don't think. I think you have to play with the information you have, and I think that was almost impossible to predict. I will put it here, not here, because I have the island space to get either, and putting it here opens up the possibility of putting a third there. Okay, well this is clearly here, right? Create this little city. Then awkwardly, I cannot, I mean I can put it here, which is 2, but I've awkwardly already filled those 2 spaces. So if I put this one here, this would have been 2-point shore right there, which is not like impressive. Given I can put a house here, which is 2 points as well, and then go, let me start from the bottom corner of the church. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So that's 3 points. 2 points on the church, 1 point from the house touching the church. This will never be... this could be 3 if I put it here and then draw up and around. And I think that does work. So either one is 3. Is that what I just figured out? So I guess the house is safer. There might end up being a shore like there that the house will score off. Speaking of, so that's a 2-point shore and 1 point on the house. 3 points total versus putting this here or here is plus 2. And I have 3 more placements. So basically if I put this here, I'm gambling that I will put another tree here. And in that case, this is worth a lot. Versus putting this here is just guaranteed to be 2 points. Or, you know, anywhere along here, it's 2 points. They're both 2 points, and this one has higher upside, so I guess I do that. And, ooh, is this possible? I know I keep counting, I'm sorry, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. It works. So that is 2 points. Versus I can put this here and it's like 1, 2, or anywhere else. Yeah, this is more upside. And this is the last building I will place. So a 0-point church, one hot take, or a boat down here in this random corner. All right, let's get everything in. Perfect. So much different experience this time. And that is one thing I really like about the game, actually. It does avoid much of the kind of systematized play patterns that I get into with Islanders, where I really do have to think about every decision here. And maybe that's just my inexperience, but I think you do end up in more complex, like, edge case interactions. This island turned out a little bit better. I'm expecting a score like 60. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't really have a very good eye for the game yet, but look at these 4-point houses. Yeah, these houses really paid off, yeah. Then both the churches will score something. Yeah, 10 off that. Much nicer. That forest ended up being just a 1-pointer. A lot of those barely scored, but the mountains do score well here. 4 and 6, and I have no errors. So to tally that up, 59. Not bad, not my highest score. But this is Tiny Islands, a tiny game by David King, available on itch.io. It plays in browser, so I highly recommend that you give it a quick check out, see if this might work for you. It does scratch a lot of the same strategic itches for me that Islanders does. I personally find the aesthetic much less appealing, and also the lack of music. The music in Islanders has more of an effect on me than I normally expect. But it works really well, and man, a lot of these islands that it's cycling through are really nice. Like that one, that would have been a high-scoring island. I mean, some of these, not as much, but yeah, this is the Tiny Islands experience. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for suggesting this, and I will see you here next time.